You won't tell Lizzie, will you? I'd hate to upset her.
Oh, no, I won't say a word.
Thank you.
Yes?
No, Jude. Sandy's right. I have been an awful friend to Bea. Well, she needn't worry anymore. Because I've made up my mind. I'm going to do it.
Good on you, love. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, we all are.
I'm bloody scared, but...
Tomorrow morning, there's going to be a cell search. And look, I'm not telling you this to do you any favours. I just want you to make sure that that letter is safe. Because if it gets into the wrong hands, your life will be anything but sweet.
Bit worried, are you?
Just you make sure that letter is not found.
Don't worry, it's perfectly safe.
How safe? Where is it? Shut up, Shut up!
Hey, how come you're not eating, Lizzie? It's no worse than usual.
Who can eat with those eyes boring into the back of me head? God, what do they think we're going to do with these slops? Steal them? Lousy way to start the day.
Oh, take it easy, love. It's no worse than usual. I mean, they can't keep it up forever, you know, unlocking and locking those bloody gates all the time.
I don't think Mrs. Davidson's too keen on the idea either, but I reckon these new rules are here to stay. God, it's worse than living in the bloody nick.
All right, ladies, as soon as you finished your breakfast, you return to your cells. There's going to be a spot cell search.
Yeah, I suppose you'll be checking in twos, eh?
They do everything in twos. Didn't you see Doreen's drawing?
All right, that's enough.
I thought you might need a hand getting them back to the cells.
You've got to be joking. Besides, you're not supposed to be patrolling on your own. Aren't you rustled to work with Meg?
Heavens, what could I possibly have to hide?
Well, if everything's okay, I'll go and find Mrs. Morris.
How could you possibly have managed without it?
Make sure you check everything thoroughly.
Of course. Oh, goody, I love games. You really cold, Mrs. Powell. You're warm, Mrs. Morris. Yes, getting warmer. You're really warm now.
That's enough of that, Edwards.
I'm only trying to help Mrs. Powell.
Look, this isn't going to take the two of us. Why don't you go on to the next dorm? I'll search in here.
Well, we're supposed to stay in pairs.
Yes, but in this case, it would save a lot of time if we split up.
Look, I know how you feel about the rules, and I agree with you. I wouldn't dream of not following them to the letter. Besides, Mrs. Morris is a lot warmer than you are.
Well, there's nothing here.
No, there's nothing here either.
Okay, Edwards, get back to work.
Oh, is the game over? I was having a good time. Pity you didn't find whatever it was you were looking for. Better luck next time, huh?
I have to take my pulse. I know my heart's beating. Nothing else to do but sit around here and listen to it. And think about the future I haven't got.
That's no way to talk. You should consider yourself very fortunate.
Oh, sure.
That attitude isn't going to help, you know.
All right. I'm the luckiest person I know. After all, there's only one case of this up for grabs, and I got it.
It was diagnosed in time. Thanks to some people who obviously care for you very much indeed. If they hadn't convinced you to come in for tests, you wouldn't be talking to me now.
But how would you feel about spending the rest of your life plugged into a bloody machine?
I think you can stop worrying about that now. There was only one possible donor, but she's volunteered for the transplant.
Doreen?
That's right, Doreen Burns. She's in the hospital right now having a check on her general state of health, and if there's nothing wrong, we can go ahead almost immediately.
She was scared to death.
She's obviously a very good friend.
Never realized quite how good.
Well, you can start thinking about living again. You'll be as healthy as you were before. You'll be able to lead a completely normal life. So let's have no more brooding, huh?
All this walking around in twos could lead to almost anything.
Oh, yeah, don't they make a handsome couple?
Yeah, but you got a visitor.
I do. Who is it?
Your solicitor.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, come on, I haven't got all day.
Well. Jack Fitzwater. Some solicitor.
Yes, well, it's the only way we could have a chat alone. So here I am, instant solicitor. By the way, the name's Parker.
What happened to you anyway? You dropped out of sight overnight.
McNally sent me interstate when Terry Harrison was, shall we say, removed. Things have cooled down now, so we thought it was safe to come back.
I thought maybe you'd crossed him. I mean, the rackets were all going pretty strong, and then his right-hand man disappears.
I had to disappear. Inspector Grace was sniffing around a little bit too much.
Yeah, well, he's sniffing around me right now, asking questions about Megan Arnett's disappearing.
Yes, I don't imagine he's getting much out of you, is he?
Not likely. Look, catching up on things is all very friendly, but social calls aren't really in line for you. What do you want?
Well, we figure you owe us a couple of favours.
Like what?
We need some new talent for the parlours. Wentworth seems to be the ideal recruiting office.
And I'm inside.
You must admit it's perfect.
Sorry, not interested.
Oh, I think you are. We've got contacts at Pentridge. That is where your husband is, isn't it?
You know it is. And if I don't cooperate?
Well, let's just say he could become accident-prone. Let's not talk about that because it's not going to happen, is it?
You know something, Jack? For a heap of slime, you're not a bad guy.
What are you complaining about? We make sure he's safe. You look after us. Nothing could be fairer.
Okay, don't push it.
Good girl. Now, you know the sort we need, and try and make sure they're not all dogs, will you?
One thing, I'm not recruiting anyone who hasn't worked the business before.
Well, that's fair enough. It's too much of a hassle breaking in new girls anyway. Look, I'll leave it all up to you.
How about a little more exchanging of favours?
Like what?
You get a lot of laundry from the parlours. If you can arrange to have it delivered here along with our regular load, it'll cost you a lot less than it does now.
What's in it for you?
I don't want much. Just a bit off the top for me and the girls. You can skim the cream for yourself.
What about the boss?
He doesn't have to know. It'll cost him the same as it does now. And I'm not going to explain the new arrangement to him. Are you?
You should be in the laundry. What have you done to this place? It's a mess.
You should know. You searched it.
Yes, and you were here. We certainly didn't leave it like this.
Well, I didn't do all this either. I just came back for some fags.
Well, leaving work without permission isn't allowed.
I think she's lying. Where are the cigarettes, if that's what you came in for?
Funny. I was just going to ask you the same question. By the way, did you find what you were looking for?
Get back to work. If this happens again, you'll be put on report.
I guess that means no. Oh, well. Better luck next time.
Finished your patrol already?
Yes, all quiet.
Oh, well, I guess we can count our blessings. They don't like the new regulations, do they?
Yes, I've noticed that.
I'm looking for Jim Fletcher.
Is there a problem?
Do I have to explain my every move? Well, if you must know, it's to do with the work rosters.
Maybe she's going to ask to be coupled with a new partner for patrol. Is it that bad?
I have had better mornings.
I'm sure you have. Where's your ID card?
Now what?
Your ID. Did you forget it?
I must have lost it somewhere.
Oh, don't worry. It'll turn up.
I can't imagine how it fell off without my noticing it.
Well, I know Mrs. Davidson said we're supposed to wear them all the time, but it's not that serious, surely.
Well, it's more serious than you think.
Well, try and retrace your steps. Did you have it on when you arrived this morning?
Yes, I'm sure.
Well, it's bound to turn up. Someone will find it.
Yes, well, that's what I'm afraid of. If it gets into the hands of the wrong person, all they have to do is change the photo and walk out of here any time they like. What on earth's going on?
Well, nothing. What do you mean?
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm just doing my job. I'm searching the door.
We did that. We searched in here together.
Yes, but I wasn't satisfied. Well, this lot, they can't be trusted, and Edwards is hiding something. It's obvious from her behaviour.
I don't understand you. We searched in here thoroughly.
Yes, I did. But how do I know that you looked properly? Anyhow, how dare you spy on me?
Spy on you? The further apart we are, the happier I'll be. Mrs. Davidson wants to see us, so I came to get you.
Well, you could have just said so in the first place. Well, what are we waiting for? You said Mrs. Davidson wants to see us, didn't you?
The money for the extra laundry will come in through Sandy, and we get to keep the money.
That's terrific. We'll probably end up with gambling money and everything.
I told you she'd be terrific. She really knows how to get things done.
Well, if things keep breaking like this for us, it could turn into a nice place. Good work, Sandy.
Got a few more ideas. Just need a bit of time to work out the details.
Yeah, like what?
Sorry, can't talk about things till they're set in my mind.
Well, if it's as good as the laundry lurk, it'll be worth waiting for.
Speaking of deals, when's the first delivery due to arrive in the kitchen?
Oh, I forgot. It's probably there already.
Oh, well. I think it's about time you did a laundry pick-up in the kitchen, don't you?
That's funny. I was just thinking the same thing.
You're a bit early, aren't you? I haven't got all the dirty stuff together yet.
Where's Mrs. O?
She raced off to the loo. Oh, I reckon she's been eating her own cooking. And I'm having a fag, so you'll just have to wait. What are you doing?
Relax, will ya? Everything's been looked after. Docket's all fixed up. Forged signatures. A lot. Nobody's going to know that this extra stuff's come in, so nobody's going to miss it. Now, quick, get that dirty stuff and put it on top of the trolley.
It's not going to be much of a secret if Mrs. O walks in on you. Hurry it up, will you?
Don't work too hard.
Well, it has caused a bit of resentment amongst the women, but no real trouble.
I don't see why there should be trouble. Senior officers should be able to handle the women.
Is it really necessary to keep working in pairs?
I'm afraid so. The department was very definite about it.
Seems to me to be a bit of a waste of staff.
Unfortunately, we must implement all the new rules, not just the ones that suit us.
Yes, but there shouldn't be any problem. The union's been fighting for some of this for a long time. It's going to mean more safety for the staff.
I want you to understand the department insists that all the rules be strictly adhered to. There are to be no exceptions. Identity cards are to be worn at all times. And Mr. Fletcher, Mrs. Morris, where is your identity card?
Well, I wish I knew. I had it before we started the search.
You mean you've lost it?
Yes, I can't imagine what's happened to it.
Do you realize how serious this could be?
It's all right, Mrs. Davidson. You must have lost it when we searched the cells. I found it on the floor. Sorry, Mick. Meant to return it to you earlier and completely forgot.
You were saying, Mrs. Davidson?
I think that will be all for now. Just let me know if there are any serious signs of trouble. Mrs. Morris, I would like you to stay, please.
Hey, look who's here. It's Father Christmas.
Yay! I'll just take out door stuff while she's having those tests.
Yeah, well, we can't be greedy. We've got to be very careful, or else the whole little plan will be ruined before we begin.
Yeah, that makes sense. We don't want to get caught and ruin it all.
I wish you could find a way where you could get me some booze.
For heaven's sake, Lizzie, how could we forge a requisition form for grog and not be noticed? It'd hardly be a regular looking form, would it?
Oh, yeah, well, never mind, because I have got the next best thing.
Yeast? You cunning old bugger.
You make your own.
Oh, yeah, and you should taste it.
Oh, leave her alone. Let her decide for herself. I'll make you a batch of Birdsworth's broth before you can say Jack Robinson.
Is the stuff drinkable?
It's a matter of opinion.
Oh, stop complaining. It does the job. Makes you feel real good.
Yeah, until the next day.
If you say so.
Yeah, why didn't Colleen give her back her ID card as soon as she found it?
Damn.
Here, let me do that. You sit down, cool off a bit.
Thanks. Jim told me. Was it very bad?
Oh, it could have been worse. Mrs. Davidson was pretty cross, but she wasn't unfair.
Why didn't Colleen give it straight back to you?
Well, you tell me.
Do you think it was deliberate?
Nothing would surprise me.
Here you go. I must admit, I thought you looked rather pleased with herself.
Yeah, well, everyone knows that you two don't get on, but it's still a pretty vile thing to do.
Yes, I know. And now I have to go on patrol with her and pretend that nothing's happened.
Oh, patrol, I forgot. I'm supposed to be doing the rounds with Joyce and I'm late. Look, don't worry, Meg. It'll be all right. Tomorrow is another day.
Not as long as Colleen's around.
Company.
Well, it's about time. What's with all the locked gates all of a sudden anyway?
What's this? Birdsworth. What's in the bucket?
Hey? Oh, that's the muck from the machines.
Muck?
Yeah, you know. All sorts of things goes into the machines and they've got to be cleaned out. Rotten stuff, though.
Yeah, well, I better check on it. Take the lid off.
Are you sure? It stinks.
Quite sure. Come on.
Well, I hope you got a strong stomach. Better hold your nose.
All right, you can put it away now. Whose are these?
I don't know. Someone must have forgot them. It's only a carton of fags. I'll put them out of sight and you pretend you haven't seen them. I could do with a fag. An old woman has to have her comforts.
Sorry, Lizzie, I've got to report these. Mrs. Davidson will want to know where they came from.
You and your lousy booze. Well, that's one scheme down the drain. We've had it. Oh, Struth, now they're working in packs.
That's because you're all such desperate women.
That's enough.
Come on, quiet down.
As you know, the new security measures will be enforced, whether you approve or not.
Yeah, and we all think it's a bit much.
I think I'm speaking for all the women, Mrs. Davidson. This place is beginning to lose its charm.
Wasn't too crash hot in the first place.
I'm sorry you feel that way. However, as long as I am in charge here, this prison will be run efficiently and according to the department's regulations. Furthermore, it will not be used as a trading post. Now, can anyone tell me how this appeared in the laundry? I see. Well, a stock check is being made. If I find anything is missing, it will mean a loss of privileges.
The new uniforms have arrived. I will be distributing them.
Oh, terrific. I suppose that's supposed to make us more happy about these new rules we've got to live under.
I have already told you the new rules will be enforced. Now you can either cooperate or make things a lot more difficult for yourselves.
Well, can we at least do something with ourselves? You know, tizzy 'em up, make us feel a bit more human.
I see no harm in that. Birdsworth, I'd like to see you in my office, please.
Right, if you all go down to the rec room, I'll issue you with your uniforms.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those straight jackets and chainmail.
God, look at this. You can fit two of me in here.
Yes, but if you can't find something that fits, you'll have to make your own alterations.
Oh, just a minute, Mrs. Morris. There's no way I'm going to wear a skirt. Not for anybody.
Here, chuck it over. I've got overalls for Bea, but no skirt. Ugh, I knew it. Army disposals. This came off a tank. I'm going to have to alter it for her.
She won't be needing it for a while.
Don't you believe it? She'll be well before you know it.
Well, she won't be well when she sees all this garbage on it. At least they could have done is embroidered our own initials.
Try these trousers on, Jude. If they're too big, you'll have to adjust them.
Listen, is there anything in the rule books that say I have to undress in front of a man?
Oh, don't worry, Jude. He's an officer. He doesn't look at us in that way.
Yeah, well, that's funny, because he doesn't turn me on either.
How did the cigarettes appear in the laundry?
Oh, those. I had to think for a minute. What makes you think I know anything about it?
Lizzie, you are being very foolish if you get mixed up in anything with your trial so close.
Oh, come off it, Mrs. Davison. You don't reckon I pinched them, do you?
Then how did they get there?
I don't know. They must have belonged to somebody. You said you checked out the storeroom, didn't you?
Yes, and I found nothing missing.
Well, that's all right, then. Still, it's a bit of a mystery, isn't it?
Not quite. There's something going on, and I have no intention of letting it rest there. Very well, Lizzie. You may go. And Lizzie, don't get into any trouble before your trial.
Of course not. I'll be as good as gold.
Sister, is it all right for Smith to have another visitor?
Certainly. Might lift his spirits a bit. You two look like you could use a cup of coffee. Why don't you join me while Smith has a visitor?
Oh, that'd be lovely, but we've got to stay with Edwards.
I really think it would benefit Smith to have an unsupervised visit. She's very down.
All right, you can go in, Edwards.
Good day.
Oh, hi. How are you and your pet?
No, the screws are out there having a cup of coffee. Well, what do you think?
Oh, it's an improvement. But then anything would be.
I picked up yours. I'll make it the same size as your old one. It'll be ready for you by the time you get out of here.
Thanks. How are you going at running things?
Oh, not too bad. I've got a little something worked out to help us earn some extra money. We get extra laundry delivered with our usual load. No one's the wiser. And we get to keep the money we earn.
Sounds good. Who's your outside contact?
John Fitzwater. He paid me a little visit to ask me to recruit some talent for the parlours, and we worked out the deal.
Hang on. He's McNally's man.
Yeah. Look, I didn't have much choice. They got contacts in Pentridge with my old man is.
And he gets hurt if you don't cooperate.
But don't worry, it's all under control. Besides, who could I recruit for work like that? Lizzie Birdsworth?
God, I wish I was out of here.
G'day, Dor. How'd you get on at the hospital?
Oh, they said I was real healthy.
Terrific. When's the operation gonna be?
I don't know. Pretty soon, I suppose. Too bloody soon.
Oh, come on, Dor. You should be feeling on top of the world.
Just feeling a bit crook, that's all.
Oh, God, Dor. If you're sick, they'll probably have to put it off until you're feeling better.
Well, I could find somebody else.
Well, that's not so easy. Practically everybody's been tested, and they found that you're the only one they could use. They'll have to put it off until you're okay.
I suppose so.
Oh, you're all right. If there'd been anything wrong, they'd have found out when they did that checkup. Do you know, Dor, they didn't even give me a test?
Yeah, well, that's because you're too old, aren't you?
It's got nothing to do with that. It's me ticker. They didn't think it'd stand up under the knife. You know, the shock and all. You gotta be in real good nick.
Yeah, well, they said that I'm as strong as a horse. There's just too much of me, that's all.
That's good. I mean, if you're strong, you got a better chance if there are any complications.
What do you mean, complications?
Well, things go wrong all the time when there are operations. Of course, they always hush it up.
Yeah, but Dr. Kennedy said this was a very simple operation.
Well, there you are, then. If he says it's all right, it's all right. I mean, he'd know, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It's that easy. It'll just be simple. What do? They just open you up, slice out the kidney, and Bob's your uncle.
Don't you have to get back to work?
No, I can take it easy. I'm only on remand. Still, I suppose I should go and do something. Are you coming with me?
No. I think I'll stay here for a little while on my own.
All right. I'll see you later. Good, Dor. We're all so proud of you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, another day, another dollar. I'll leave you to look after the shop.
Oh, wish I felt as happy as you look. What's up?
Oh, nothing. Just, happy to be signing out, that's all.
Oh, really?
Well, Jim's coming round for dinner tonight.
Uh-huh, now that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, well, it is the first time we've been alone together since he got back.
Well, have a good time. Oh, and leave some of your good spirits behind, will you? I could do with some.
I realize that since Smith's illness, you have taken over as leader of the women. I have called you here because I want to ask for some help.
You want help from me?
I found with Smith, she was not against using her influence if it concerned the well-being of the women. I'm hoping you will be as reasonable.
Depends on what you want.
I am aware of the ill feeling caused among the women due to the new regulations.
Yes, and I happen to agree with them.
Causing trouble will not alter the situation. The regulations are in force, and there is nothing I can do about it.
I'm afraid I don't see what you're getting at.
I want you to talk to them. Get them to accept the new changes without causing any trouble.
You want the women to accept an unacceptable situation, is that it?
That is not how it is at all.
Look, Mrs. Davidson, I'm not planning to cause any trouble, but just for the record, I think we're getting a raw deal. If there is any trouble, the responsibility will be yours. Can I go now?
I take it you refuse.
Take it where you like, but leave me out of it.
Very well. The officer will escort you back.
Remember one thing. Human beings want to be treated like human beings, in here or outside. Whenever that doesn't happen, there'll be trouble. Nothing I say would stop it anyway.
Kate, could I talk to you for a minute? I've been looking for you everywhere.
Yes. How did you check out at the hospital?
Okay, I guess. They said everything's ready to go ahead.
Well, that is good news.
Well, actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. You see, I know you told me all that before, but...
You're nervous. Well, it's perfectly natural.
That's what everybody keeps saying.
Look, it's not that complicated an operation. Not if Dr. Kennedy does it.
Yeah, but it's not like having your tooth out, is it?
Of course not. But there's no high risk factor.
But why don't you give it to me straight? Do people ever die from this operation?
Very rarely.
But it does happen.
Oh, Doreen, people can die during any operation. But in straightforward things such as this, well, if the person's in a healthy condition, it hardly ever happens. Now stop worrying. You'll be fine. What are you doing?
Pal's letter. She's getting really nervous about it. Sudden body search wouldn't surprise me.
So you really play it safe, don't you?
Just using my head. They've searched all the other cells. We're the only place left they can look.
I suppose so. I must admit I wouldn't think of looking in there.
Well, you've got to know who and what you can use. That's the name of the game.
Do you always come out on top?
Would I be inside if I did? The odds are pretty good, though. Oh, I'm tired.
Suppose it'll be even worse tomorrow. Back to that lovely laundry. I hear the new laundry scheme's working quite well.
It is. See, that's what I mean. I may have to work for McNally's mob, but if I can get a little something out of it on the side, so what?
How can you work for McNally's lot in here?
Recruiting for his massage parlours. I didn't have much choice. My husband's in Pentridge, and I can get at him. It was a question of agreeing or agreeing if I ever wanted to see him in one piece again.
Isn't it a bit dicey trying to put one over on McNally's lot?
You could say that, yes. Boy, if only old Gracie knew.
Gracie?
Detective Inspector Grace. If he knew what I know about McNally, his brain would blow up.
You wouldn't tell him.
Don't be stupid. I like living. No. The name of the game is outmanoeuvring. And if I do say so myself, I'm pretty good at it.
Sounds like a game worth playing.
Well, I'm sure you'll be pleased to learn that everything's moving along quickly now that you've got a clean bill of health. We've scheduled the operation for tomorrow.
I can't.
So if you'll just sign this permission form for the operation.
I can't.
Well, I know it's probably a little sooner than you expected, but it's best to get these things done.
Didn't hear me. I said I can't. Not tomorrow, not ever.
It's quite understandable that you're a little nervous, but really all the arrangements have been made. It'll be fine. And your friend is counting on you.
Don't you think I know that? I know what I'm doing. I'm probably killing her, but I can't do it. I can't, and you can't make me.
Well, now, what seems to be the trouble?
Miss Burns has evidently decided not to go through with the operation.
I can't, Mrs. Davidson. And nobody can make me do it because I haven't signed anything.
No, of course not, Doreen, but I don't understand. I thought it was all arranged.
It was. All the tests have been done. The operation is scheduled for tomorrow, but now, at the last minute, it seems she's changed her mind.
But why?
Just don't want to do it, that's all. I never wanted to do it in the first place.
But you volunteered.
Yeah, well, what else could I do? I was the only one who matched up. None of the others did. Wouldn't have been so bad if they hadn't have found out. But they did. So I sort of had to say I'd do it.
Well, no one forced you. You offered of your own free will.
Some free will. Them all sitting around waiting to see what I was going to do, all talking about Bea and how sick she was, don't you see?
Yes, of course I do.
Well, it scares me, Mrs. Davidson. I don't want to be cut open.
I've explained that. There's really nothing to be afraid of.
The doctor's right, Doreen. If there were any danger, he wouldn't hide it from you. Doreen, Bea is counting on you. She knows you agreed to the operation. How would you feel if you let her down now? You are her friend. Please think about it.
Now you're doing it. That's the way the others made me feel. And that's why I said yes in the first place. Well, I'm not going to do it again.
Very well. You may go.
Do I have to have dinner in the dining room, Mrs. Davidson?
You'll eat with the others as usual. They'll find out soon enough, so I think it might be a good idea if you explained it to them. I'm sure they'll understand.
Patrolling on your own. What would the governor say?
Aren't you supposed to be in the dining room, Peterson?
I thought we might have a little chat first.
Why would I want to do that?
Oh, I don't know. I think we can, how shall I put it, be of service to each other.
What are you on about?
Well, I thought you might be interested in the whereabouts of a certain letter.
What do you know about it?
And you could do me a favor in return.
Get to the point, will you? I'm supposed to be looking for Mrs. Morris now. If she shows up...
Oh, I see. And you wouldn't want to be in on this conversation. Well, I'll get to the point. You want a certain letter, and I know exactly where it is at this very moment.
Where?
Now, hold on a minute. I want a visit arranged, and I don't want any of the women to know anything about it. After it's arranged, I'll tell you everything I know.
Who do you want to see?
I think I'm really hungry, Mrs. Morris.
Look, you can't hide forever. It's best to get it over with.
But they'll all hate me. I won't have a friend left.
Just have to try and explain and hope for the best. Go on. Hey, what's the matter with Doreen? She looks like she's lost her last friend. You go with Joan. I'll take over here. What's the matter, Dor?
Nothing.
Aren't you feeling well?
I'm all right.
Oh, good. It'd be awful if you got sick now. They'd have to put the transplant off, wouldn't they?
Yes, the donor has to be in a healthy condition.
Shut up about it, will you?
What?
I don't want to hear you talking about the operation because there isn't going to be one.
What do you mean there isn't going to be one? Has something happened?
Yes, something's happened. I've changed my mind. I didn't want to do it in the first place. And you all bullied me into saying yes.
But it's all arranged. I've told you it's perfectly safe.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Well, what are you all staring at? It's none of your business.
Bee's counting on you, Dor.
Don't you think I know that?
Come on. Stop the shouting. Now, Doreen's made a decision, and I think you've all got to try and understand her. Now, will you get back to dinner and drop the subject?
Dinner won't be long.
Good. I'm starved.
You know, I'm sure you don't eat properly.
No, I don't do too badly. Still, it's nice to be fussed over.
Well, at least I know you'll have a decent breakfast. Would you like to order now?
Actually, I wasn't planning on staying for breakfast.
Why not?
Look, Janet, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Things are moving a bit too quickly for me.
Isn't that supposed to be my line?
I just think we should slow down a bit, that's all.
Jim, if you are trying to let me down gently, there's no need. If you don't want us to continue seeing each other, just say so.
No, that's not it at all. Well, it's just that...
Don't you find me attractive?
No, of course I do.
Well, we're two adult, unattached people. I don't see what the problem is.
There's no problem. Well, there's been a bit of gossip at work. I just fear that there could be repercussions.
Now you're making excuses. Nobody at work knows that you're here. What happens tonight doesn't affect anyone else but us.
Are you always used to getting your own way?
Now you're being silly. I don't mind if you don't stay tonight. It's all right with me. I'll go and get dinner.
She doesn't look like she slept much last night. Maybe we're being a bit hard on her.
That's a turnabout. I thought you were really down on her.
I was. Oh, I don't know. I was thinking, fear's a pretty strong thing.
There's really nothing to be afraid of. That was all explained.
I know, but when you are afraid, explanations don't mean a thing.
Still, I can understand why the other women are so resentful.
No, they haven't really thought about it, not from her point of view. I know I didn't.
Not likely to, either.
Yeah, well, I think I can change that.
What are you doing sitting here? I thought I was the local leper.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, we never really gave you a chance to explain why you changed your mind.
I was scared.
Oh?
I was scared. All right, I know you all think that I'm a coward. Well, I can't help that. And I know you all think that I let Bee down on purpose. Well, Bee's my mate. I wanted to go through with it, I really did, but I couldn't. I mean, having a part of your body cut away...
I understand.
How can you eat that as though you liked it?
I just like eating, I suppose. Besides, after all this time, I think my taste buds are dead anyway. I just thought of something. I haven't told Bee. What am I going to say to her?
Just tell her the truth.
But what if they don't find another donor?
They will.
Could she die if they don't?
Doctors don't waste time in situations like this. They're probably looking already for a new donor.
Only heavy door, eh? Telling Bee's going to be hard.
She'd better do it quickly. Even worse if Bee hears it from somebody else first.
Well, I'm glad it's not my problem. Anyway, I'm off to the loo before the damn bell goes.
The visitor you want to see is coming in this morning.
Good.
Well, come on. Where is it?
You're in a bit of a hurry, aren't you?
Look, you know we're supposed to be working in twos. Now, I can't keep finding excuses to get away on my own.
Relax. The letter isn't going to disappear. After I've had my visit, you can have the letter.
Oh, look, I've had a gut full of playing cat and mouse now. I want that letter and I want it now.
You know, you really shouldn't get so uptight about things. It's bad for the system. Makes you sweat. Still, a little talcum should take care of that. Oh, if you've run out, I think there's some round here somewhere.
Morning.
Good morning.
Is Mrs. Davidson in yet? What is she?
No, I don't think she is. Why?
I just want to know, that's all. Well, off to work.
And all I've got to look forward to is another day with Colleen Powell.
Look at all this. We'll never get through it all.
We will if we get our fingers out. Now, come on, you lot. Think about the extra bread.
I'm not so sure this was such a good idea.
Oh, well, you thought it was a pretty good idea to start off with. You all jumped at it. Now, come on, get it sorted. It'll be done before you know it. Still think it's such a bad idea?
Come on, spit it up now. It'll be an added incentive. Thanks.
Visitor for you, Peterson.
Thank you, Mrs. Powell.
Come with me, please, Edwards. I've just seen the state of your cell. It's disgusting. You better do something about it now.
You wouldn't want me to stop work, Mrs. Powell. I can come and fix it up later.
Do what I say, when I say. You know, I think I'm going to have to put you on report. Oh, that cell is like a pigsty. Come on, let's go.
Inspector Grace, my name is Kate Peterson.
I understand you want to see me.
Yes, that's right. There are a few things I think we should discuss.
Well, it's a little unusual. Normally, I'm the last person you lot want to talk to.
So I believe, but I've heard quite a lot about you in here.
I can imagine. Not exactly the most popular person, am I?
No, but I think you and I should get on very well.
All right. But we can dispose of the bullshit. Obviously, if you've got something to talk to me about, get to the point.
You're an impatient man, aren't you?
I'm a busy man. Now, what is it?
Well, I realize that getting information is one of your most difficult jobs. Now, I am in what might be called a position of confidence in here. I hear many things. Things that could be helpful to you.
I see. I gather you'd expect something in return. Perhaps you should take a seat. We'll get to know each other better.
I think that's an excellent idea.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. but that was on the outside. And things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here